What is up with Stussy? So now that it's finally been revealed who the traitor was in chapter 1078, does that mean we should stop focusing on certain characters which were possible candidates a couple of chapters ago? Well, not really. This might be the total opposite of what we should actually be doing in this moment. Because what if I told you that after some research, I came to the conclusion that Stussy was actually the first Vegapunk satellite that was created, and that she's actually working for somebody else for her own personal goals that may or might not lead to another situation of betrayal. Well, let's see what ended up getting me to this conclusion in the first place. So let's start by seeing the recent relationship that Stussy built with a character that appeared in Whole Cake Island, the Reverie, and now in the current arc of Egghead. And that character happens to deliver the biggest news in the entire story, Big News Morgans, which all started when they were first introduced as the Underworld Emperors in Whole Cake Island, which also happens to include Dufeld, the Loan Shark, who helped lay the foundation of Mads, which Stussy was a part of. Then a couple of chapters later, we see that Stussy takes out Dufeld and reveals herself to be a part of CP0, while Big News Morgan witnesses and starts to have more direct interactions with Stussy, from when they were talking about the end of the Big Mom Pirates and Morgan's conviction and dedication to News, to talking about the possibilities of the Straw Hats being able to escape Big Mom's territory. And if you notice, they were the only two from the Underworld Emperors that were still being shown till the end of Whole Cake Island. And talking about the end of Whole Cake Island, the last thing we saw from Stussy and Morgans in that arc was when they escaped in one of Morgan's flying ships. Then after that, we ended up seeing them in the next arc, the Reverie. Even though they were not exactly together, they were still there. And now we recently see both of them appearing in the same arc, plus Morgans somehow gathered information on what was happening inside of Egghead Island. And I believe that Stussy was the one who gave him that information. And the reasoning for why that's the case is from her being a clone of Miss Buckingham's Stussy. Now, free will is a theme that is being talked about more and more throughout the story, and that might mean that a clone of someone does not necessarily follow the will of the original by 100%. But that also doesn't mean that certain character traits are not inherited by a clone, because what I believe is that Stussy inherited one of Miss Buckingham's traits, whether that is her love for treasure, which can absolutely be acquired by working with the head of the news of the entire world, or maybe another trait that we haven't yet discovered from the original Miss Buckingham Stussy. So now let's talk about Stussy being Vegapunk's first satellite, number 0, which all starts from a very small detail I was able to notice in Stussy's new outfit. And it's that the word punk is written on it, which with no context doesn't seem to matter at all, because at the end of the day, they're just wearing outfits that were created on Vegapunk's island, so his name being there wouldn't be that much of a surprise, right? Well, it actually did end up being a huge surprise, because there's actually a lot more to this. So let me add the context, because what if I told you that I actually spent time to view every important character's outfit in Egghead Island, and I found out that the only characters that have the word punk in their outfit are the satellites and Stussy. The rest of the characters had the letters SSG or VP on their outfits. And another thing to notice is that the satellites have a number alongside the word punk, while Stussy doesn't have one. And this could be explained if Stussy was the first satellite that was ever created, punk number 0. There might actually be a certain satellite that wasn't revealed for a certain motive. Vegapunk also once said, "There are 6 clones of me on this island."